actually fits. I didn't think it could fit. Two people.
Yeah. It's just nice and snug. Oh.
One more week.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of this is probably going live to air right now. Simons.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Okay, Friday night football in the Senol NPLW Victoria. After the round one, cobwebs have been mostly blown off. We're ready to roll on match day 2, and they say blue and green should never be seen. Well, tonight We're breaking that chromatic legal code. The Bentleigh Greens at home again this evening after experiencing that old familiar sting last week when a half-time 1-0 lead was quickly eroded by 5 second-half South Melbourne goals. The Greens look for a response tonight against the champions Box Hill United, themselves looking to avoid starting the season 0-2, something no Victorian First Division Women's Champion side has done this century. Brent Sternberg here with you at the mighty Kingston Heath Soccer Complex for this early Friday evening kickoff between the Bentleigh Greens and Box Hill United in the Senol NPLW Victoria, live on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. Here's how they line up then. The Bentleigh Greens make 4 changes from the side that lost to South Melbourne last Friday night. Angeliki Hundalis, Kate Bennett, goalscorer Julia Bidiongo and Paige Clemenson all go out. And so there are starting debuts for Allegra Angel, Acacia Normington and Chloe Stradling. Megan Elliott, who come off the bench last week, starts in the 11. Ruby Samuel in goal, a back four of Karina Tolios, Felicity Georgopoulos, Chloe Stradling and Acacia Normington. The 2 holding midfielders will be Olivia Woolcott and Yuka Sato. Captain Candela Ferreira-Bass starts ahead of those 2, flanked by Megan Elliott and Allegra Angel. Leading the line tonight in the number 9 for Bentleigh, Rachel Sturton. Box Hill United make 1 change from the side that lost at home last Friday night to the Essendon Royals. Grace Norbury goes back to the bench. Erin Kite starts in the 11 this evening. So Keely Segovic in goal, a back four of Sarah Petkaris, captain Sophia Paliwota, goalscorer last week Sydney Manerich and Amelia Tartaglia. The 2 holding midfielders will be Pearl Teen and Maho Murakami. Yuri Kawano will start ahead of those 2, flanked by the Kiwi Chiara Bocelli and the returning Era Kite. And the former Bentleigh Green striker Gabby Simpson will lead the line tonight for Box Hill United. Our referee in the middle this evening is Kara Sanavi. Running the touchlines will be Emma Borshman and Lynn Chomanyan. And our 4th official is Nabrini Uliaris. A very warm late summer's day here in Melbourne today. The mercury reached 33 degrees. At kick-off in Cheltenham, it's still 29 degrees. So despite being 6:15 here in Melbourne, still rather warm conditions. We await the word from our officials as to whether or not we will have a cooling break, as the conditions are not past 30 degrees at the time of kick-off. I suspect that we won't, but who knows? We'll find out together. The Bentleigh Greens kicking us off in the green. Naturally, they'll go from left to right in this first half, starting the season with 2 consecutive home matches. And the defending champions, Box Hill United, who come out to the southeastern suburbs this evening, chasing their first victory of the season, of course, after losing 3-1 at home to the Essendon Royals last week. They're in the white kits with the dark blue shorts. Away we go then on this early Friday evening. Box Hill United getting 2 victories over Bentleigh last season, both 1-0 victories, and immediately it's Olivia Woolcott in the shadows of the far side there, playing the ball out to touch. Of course, Bentleigh did lead at half-time last week, 1-0. The goal scorer Julia Bidiongo, who has returned to Bentleigh this season from Spring Hills, where she scored 7 goals last week. Not in the squad tonight, Julia. And Bentleigh shipping 5 goals in the second half. Here's Chiara Bocelli, who was pretty good down the left-hand channel last week for Box Hill United, the young New Zealander. No doubt the defenders on this near side of the right-hand touchline for Bentleigh will be on high alert this evening. There's Bocelli once again. Petkaris wins a throw in for Box Hill United. Look like they have shaped up Box Hill in the 4-2-3-1. Kawano going from distance. Not a bad idea early on to test the opposition's goalkeeper. The goalkeeper for Bentleigh this evening is Ruby Samuel. She's one of a raft of first-year players at Bentleigh this season. In fact, there's only 3 players in the starting 11 tonight for Bentleigh that were here in 2025. Spared relegation last season, Bentleigh, they did finish in the drop zone. And the Senol NPLW Victoria going to 14 teams, and the dissolvement of the FE Academy team saved Bentleigh's top flight status. And one of only 5 teams that have been in the top division throughout the entire NPL era. Of course, formerly Bayside United. Here's a turnover in midfield, although the officials' whistle sounds. Yuri Kawano winning the foul in midfield. This is Sydney Manerick, the American who was the goal scorer last week for Box Hill United. She did start out on the wing, and after the raft of substitutions were made in the second half, she went into the heart of defence. That's where Sydney has started this evening. From the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina, 4 years at Clemson University. 5 goals in 74 appearances in the NCAA collegiate system, and already 1 goal from 1 appearance in the Senol NPLW Victoria. This is Sophia Paliwada wearing the captain's armband tonight, as she did last week as well. Last season's captain, Olivia Ellis, is still on the roster here at Box Hill United. She hasn't been in the squad the first 2 matches. Bocelli getting in behind Tolios. A nice little touch to take herself to the edge of the 18-yard box, where she was brought down but not fouled, according to the referee. And Yuka Sato plays the ball to Olivia Woolacott. 2 of the new Bentleigh Greens teammates. Here's the captain, Ferreira Bass, who was actually substituted out of the game with a leg injury last week. Good to see that Candy has pulled up okay. Of course, she's a player that needs no introduction to fans of women's football here in Victoria. Been around a long, long time. Of course, won a gold medal as the competition's best player while at Southern United back in 2017 at the age of just 21. Was playing for Burundara last season, 7 goals for Burundara, and no doubt Bentleigh would have signed Candela Ferreira Bass, hoping that she can help Bentleigh's goal-scoring troubles that they encountered last season. As the ball goes out of play on the far side. Just 27 goals last season, Bentleigh, the second fewest. Only scored 9 goals at home in their 11 home games here at Kingston Heath. That was the fewest. They were the only team not to score double-digit goals at home. Here's a lovely weighted through ball for the former Bentleigh Green, Gabby Simpson, to roll on to. Initial cross is blocked. The second cross is blocked, and it goes behind for the game's first corner kick. Box Hill United, they probably come here tonight as favourites. Started last week rather lethargically. It was really only after the Essendon Royals scored that Box Hill United snapped into action. Looking to start on the front foot here tonight with an early goal. And the players crowd the 6-yard box, and the Bentleigh goalkeeper Ruby Samwood. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger. Goes in towards the hot spot. Samwood hasn't really dealt with it. Bentleigh haven't really cleared it until now. Back with Petkaris and Simpson. Simpson's cross. Kawano or at the back post. Brought down tidily and then turning the shot wide for Box Hill United was the returning Erin Kite, who wasn't in the squad last week but is in the starting 11 this evening. A 23-year-old was playing her football last season in the second division here in Victoria for Southern United. But she does return to Box Hill where she made 21 appearances for Pythagoras either side of COVID. Here's Pearl-Teen, promising young Australian player. Young Matilda, she's come down from the nation's capital to play for the defending champions this season. That long pass forward there from Paliwada sails over the head of Chiara Bocelli. Sato retreating. This is Olivia Woolacott, who looks like she started in the heart of defence alongside Felicity Georgopoulos. There's a turnover in midfield. Forward comes Murakami. Out for a Japanese teammate in Kawano, who flashes it towards the near post. And the sprawling Ruby Sammold captures the ball to no further alarm. Ruby Sammold, 20-year-old goalkeeper, former Heidelberg United player, was a part of the Burgers Under-19 championship winning side a number of years ago, and was also in the squad that won the championship, the senior championship in 2024. Didn't make any appearances that season, but was in the squad. Her father Sven was the manager of the Burgers team that year. Getting a lot of space on the fringes of the front third here, Box Hill. And here comes Gabby Simpson rolling into the 18-yard box. Really should score for Pythagoras, and doesn't. Flashes it across the face of goal and behind for a goal kick. Already a couple of early warning shots fired by the Box Hill United number 7. Plays as a striker and out on the wing. Doesn't score a lot of goals. Has only scored 3 in her 41 Senol NPLW appearances. Scored just the 1 in 20 appearances while playing for Bayside United here in 2024. Bentleigh playing out for the back. They got themselves into some strife doing this last week, and they've turned the ball over here on the edge of the 18-yard box. Here is Murakami, a couple of nice dance steps to get herself free, shooting, and can't bring it down. Bentleigh Greens already on the back foot, barely 10 minutes into the match. They only registered 3 shots on goal last week in that loss to South Melbourne. All 3 of those shots were shots on target. They also registered only 1 corner kick, so that tells you just how little territory and possession they had in the attacking third. Here they go again, insisting with this tactic of playing out from the back. To be fair, Box Hill United got themselves into trouble doing that last week as well, so expect there to be some nervy moments at the back in this match for both sides. Yuri Kawano, who come perilously close to scoring last week, had a shot from point blank, less than 6 yards out. Cannon off the upright. Had she scored that goal, it would have put Box Hill United in front just before half-time. Of course, that loss last week for Box Hill United snapped an 11-game winning streak. They were slow starters last season. Pythagoras only won 2 of their first 13 games. And then with the aid of the returning A-League women's talent, reeled off 11 consecutive victories to close the season, including, of course, the 2-0 victory over Heidelberg United in the final. Pythagoras just switching the ball from side to side here. Another nice through ball from Murakami. Finds Kawano. Kawano into Bocelli at the back post. The first touch to bring it down. And now pinching the shot off her was Erin Kite, who scores on her starting return for Box Hill United. And a goal that has been loading for about 5 or 6 minutes comes in the 12th minute Kite scores for Box Hill United, and the defending champions are in front for the first time in season 2026. Great goal-scoring form she was in last season, Erin Kite. I mentioned she was playing in the second division for Southern United. 12 goals in 15 appearances. First match in a Box Hill United shirt since 2021, and it's taken her only 12 minutes to get on the score sheet. Did have an opportunity in the early minutes of the match that she really should have scored, as she turned wide. And now Bentleigh Greens chasing the game. It's Chloe Stradling, unable to keep the ball in play. An excruciatingly young Bentleigh team tonight. As I mentioned, 3 players, 3 making their starting debut. Box Hill United on the prowl again. Simpson, now Kite, only moments after scoring. Will she go herself or become assistee this time? Well, she doesn't really do anything real productive, just fires it across the 18-yard box and out harmlessly for a Bentleigh throw-in. Erin Kite was also a former Bayside United junior, spent time as a junior at both Bayside United and South Melbourne before joining Box Hill United in 2019. Bentleigh backs against the wall here, Livia Woolacotts. Out for Chloe Stradling, who looks like she started at left back. Rachel Sturton has to come very deep just to get involved. Ferreira Bass. An early release will dribble into the possession of the Box Hill United goalkeeper, Keely Segovic, who will be enjoying how the first 14 minutes have transpired here tonight at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. Still incredibly warm under the sinking sun here in the deep southeast. It's always 3 or 4 degrees warmer in the southeast than it is in the CBD. Guano finds Bocelli against Karina Tolios. Bocelli towards the near post, blocked by Georgopoulos. Bentleigh struggling just to get the ball into their front third. Good work here on the touchline by Allegra Angel. Petkaris eventually takes it from her, and United back in possession. Keely Segovic, a goalkeeper with A-League women's experience, has spent the last couple of seasons with the Western Sydney Wanderers. Prior to that, spent a season on the roster at Canberra United. What a pass that was by Maho Murakami. Simpson once again into the 18-yard box, teeing up Yuri Kawano, who is at the double for Box Hill United. Well, she missed from only a couple of yards out last week. She was not to be denied this evening. Kawano has her first goal in a Box Hill United shirt. And barely 16 minutes played here at Kingston Heath. And the Bentleigh Greens are in a world of hurt. Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 2. It's a long way back into this match now for the Bentleigh Greens. A couple of the players in this starting 11 that do have plenty of NPLW experience. That's going to have to come to the fore now. Ferreira Bass and Rachel Sturton. And some of their younger players as well, despite being young, do have a lot of experience. Karina Tolios, for example. Only a young lady, only 21, but this is her 71st appearance this evening. Sarah Petkaris. Paliwada. Tartaglia. Out to Manerick. Box Hill United doing as they please in the southeast. Aaron Kites. Another well-weighted through ball. This time Ruby Samuel is rushing onto the football. Sato and Murakami are now Kawano, a Japanese triangle there. Foul going the way of the enigmatic Bentleigh midfielder, Yuka Sato.
She's fainted.
She's fainted, guys.
Yeah.
She's fainted.
It's all right.
It's all right?
It's okay, don't.
No, sit down, sit down, sit down. Just sit down. Get her to lie down. Just get her, put her head back slowly.
If you want a drink, I'll drink.
We're going to struggle to get it down.
Just get her to lie down and get blood back into her head.
Has anybody got any water or something?
Yeah, this is cold drink. Yeah, get some water up there, guys. I'll drink this one, it's cold. Water? No, it's a little bit of Sprite in there.
Can anyone grab that?
Yeah, mate. Grab the...
No, I've got
There's another one for you.
Thanks, mate.
It's too hot up there, guys.
Does she hit her head?
Yeah, she won't do it.
So can we put some ice on her neck?
We'll just give her a drink and then we'll send her down.
I'll go get some ice.
And an umbrella maybe?
I apologise.
No, that's good.
We might send you downstairs. Sit in the shade, it is quite warm up here. Where did I put the lid for that? James, do you want to step aside? Yeah. Take a step and get it. Hold on to the rail. Can I hand her bag down to one of you guys, please? Can you reach that, bro?
Are you ready to pull it up?
Just take it easy. Yeah, just hold on to the rail. Do you want to come? Yeah, thanks, bro.
Take your time. Yep. I got you. Slowly. Yep. Another one. Alright.
Do you want to grab that water for her? That was her.
Yeah.
That's her water there. Thank you, mate. Thanks for your help.
No worries. And we'll grab you back.
Okay, Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 2. Box Hill United on the prowl again. Just had a little bit of a mishap up here with one of our commentators. I think we're A-OK now. Play 20 minutes here at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. If you've joined us late, goals to Aaron Kite and Yuri Kawano. Here's another match running concurrently with this one. Try and get some around the grounds scores for you when we can. Shot from distance denied by the frame of the goal. Ricochets back into the field of play. Cleared by Bentleigh. Another interception in midfield, Murakami. Petkaris happy to retreat to the Box Hill skipper, Sophia Paliwada. Preston Lions and South Melbourne is the other game running concurrently with this one. Still 0-0 in that match. Here's Bocelli looking to try and cut inside to get onto her right boot. Good work by Tolios, although Bocelli's gone around her in the end. And did well to create an opportunity for herself. Fires it straight at the keeper. Claimed at the near post. Can Bentleigh try and stretch the pitch here and get moving? There's a nice turn by Rachel Sturton. Doesn't have a whole lot going on up ahead, but she's managed to find her teammates. This is Akeisha Normington retreating. And Bentleigh clear to the relative sanctuary of mid-pitch. Woolacott got an awkward bounce. Has come over to play in Australia from England, Olivia Woolacott, but she has Sri Lankan heritage. Harbours ambitions of playing for that particular nation one day. Her second cousin is Jack Hingett, who A-League fans will know. Long-time Brisbane Roar player. Jack has represented the Sri Lankan men's international team at the senior level. Box Hill United just dominating the possession. They were the number one team last year for average time spent in possession per game, 59.2%. They've probably had more than that tonight. Simpson terrorising down the right-hand channel, teeing up Erin Kite for a second. And it's a double for Erin Kite. It's a third for Box Hill United. And less than a third into this match. Bentleigh might have had ambitions of rebounding after last week's atrocious second half. Can forget about that. They are 3 goals down inside 24 minutes as the referee has called for a drinks break. Minutes to 7 here. Local time in Melbourne. It's still extremely hot. And so both sets of players seek the shade and shelter of the far side. As I mentioned earlier, 11 consecutive victories for Box Hill United to claim the championship last season. It was a record-extending 9th First Division title. Broke the broke the 13-year drought. The football team, a football club, the women's side anyway, had not played in a final. Not one final since the 2012 Grand Final triumph. Beat Bundoora United on penalties that particular afternoon to lift the trophy. So 2012, 13 years, not one final. Finished 4th on the table at the end of the regular season last year. 2 victories and a trophy. Of course, there might be some cynical people out there that will say, well, they were a different team when the A-League women's players joined. And though that is true, but that is the nature of the beast here in the Senol NPLW. At the end of the day, it is, in essence, really a development league. And when the A-League women's season finishes, the players come back and play here in the NPLW, the Senol NPLW. And we're very lucky that we have the best players come back and return. And, I mean, it's not just Box Hill United that are the beneficiaries of that. Players come back and play for all teams, of course. So after the cooling break, we're going to restart with a kick-off, as is legislation. And that was as good as a timeout for Bentleigh. It probably comes at a good time. They might have liked to have come a couple of minutes earlier before they shipped the 3rd goal. An opportunity to take a drink and have a chat to the manager and the coach's staff as well. Back underway at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 3. Aaron Kite with the first half brace and the other goal scorer, Yuri Kawano.
Guys. Throw an umbrella.
Here's Paliwata. Very much to our Box Hill United friends who have just handed us an umbrella. We haven't opened it because we're expecting rain, I'll tell you that much. Of course, the women's players in the NPLW have been spared the late summer heat the past few seasons, with the league normally kicking off a month or so after the men's competitions, but with an expanded NPLW top division team, or league this season, I should say. Both the women's and the men's began simultaneously last week. Not that it's been the hottest day we've ever experienced. Like I said, the mercury got to 30 degrees here in Melbourne today, but it was still 29 at kickoff, and the humidity is incredible. Very warm indeed. Hence the cooling drinks break that we have only just momentarily returned from. And you would have to imagine that as we work our way towards the end of this first half, and certainly the second half, we will have players cramping and running on empty. Bentleigh have just stabilised things slightly since the return from the cooling break, had a little bit more possession. Yukasado is hunting, as is Sturton. Box Hill have Petkaris and Bocelli lining up on this near or left-hand touchline. Oh, it's a poor pass from Paliwata. Concedes possession. Bentleigh give it straight back. Another nice through ball from Erin Kite, and it springs Chiara Bocelli three, and she flashes it past the uprights. And the arriving Yuri Kawano was there, but the ball eludes her. And the deficit stays at 3. But these long-range passes and these through balls for Box Hill United are just poking holes in the Bentleigh Greens back four. Half an hour played at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. It's been a long half an hour for the home side. Woolacotts. Tolios. Sato. This is Woolacott. I think I confused Felicity Georgopoulos a moment ago. Elliott's pass goes astray. Box Hill United back in possession. Kite, who has been stunning in the first half an hour here. Linking up with Bocelli. Slippery Kiwi. Overlap run comes from Kite. Bocelli's happy to retreat. Sarah Petkaris. Backwards still to Paliwata. Bentleigh hemmed in their defensive half. Long ball forward looking for Rachel Sturton, who was playing on the front shoulder of the Box Hill United defender rather than the back shoulder. She might have been in on goal had she been positioned a little bit more proactively. Kite, long diagonal pass. Simpson again threatening. It's a good enough challenge there by the Bentleigh defender. It's Akeisha Normington. Players already stretching in the foreground here as the ball goes behind for another Box Hill United corner kick. Did mention this earlier in the half. Bentleigh at times last week defending set pieces and in particular corner kicks looked all at sea. 2 of the 5 goals they conceded in the second half were from corner kicks. Another left foot in swinger that goes right into the mixer and in the end clears everybody. Bentleigh try and thrust forward quickly here. Sturton is stumbling. Ferreira Bass, who has had a very quiet first half for the Greens. Bang, Sturton and Murakami collide in midfield. Pearlteen back for Pallywater. Didn't have a huge influence in her starting debut last week, Pearlteen. Played a good 85-86 minutes before being substituted. Pearlteen, 18-year-old, as I mentioned, from Canberra, Belconnen United. He's the young lady from Auckland City. Bichelli into the 18-yard box. Kite! Erin Kite sneaks it underneath the sprawling goalkeeper. And Erin has a hat-trick inside 34 minutes. And remarkably, it's Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 4. With still more than 10 minutes to play in the first half. I'm going to hazard a guess and say it's the quickest hat-trick we've had in the NPLW for a while. We did have 5 hat-tricks in the NPLW last season. 2 of them scored by the eventual gold medalist Sawa Matsuda. Box Hill United did have a player score a hat-trick, Josephine Olasino. Had such a great year for Box Hill United and ultimately earned herself a contract with Canberra United in the A-League Women's. But I hate to point this out, but this is looking like one that could go into the record books for all the wrong reasons for the Bentleigh Greens. Here's Bichelli again. Looking to stroll right past Megan Elliott. Mrs. Kawano on the edge of the area. Murakami! Oof! Inches away from goal number 5. I understand it's only match day 2. And we know that managers don't really give their players dressing downs or sprays anymore. And when they do, you have to use them sparingly. I just wonder at half-time if Bentleigh coach Steve Kremitis might be blowing a bit of steam out of his ears, and not just because it's a very hot evening here in Cheltenham. Sato is trying her heart out in midfield. Every time she gets it, she's set upon. This time she is fouled. So Erin Kite had scored 5 goals in her previous 31 appearances in the NPLW. She may be able to double that tally this evening. She's 3/5 of the way there, if you catch my drift. Petkaris and the very impressive Bichelli. They've actually made a change at right back. I think at that cooling break they moved their initial starting right back. I think it was Tolios who was at right back. Megan Elliott now out there. Both players getting a good lesson. And they haven't had too many attacking forays go right down the middle of Box Hill United. They really are attacking down the wings. Oh, beautiful from Erin Kite, who's now dropped into midfield. First half hat-trick, she's on her way again. Burchelli. Good recovery there from Megan Elliott. Petkaris to keep the attacking momentum going. Petkaris's cross into the near post. Headed away by Bentleigh. Burchelli back in possession, goes from distance. Always rising. Bentleigh from memory have not had a shot on goal in this first half. I'm not sure they've had too many touches even in their attacking 18-yard area. The players on the bench that the Greens will have at their disposal: Georgia Gugliani, Lani Smith, Deanna Batalico, Sophia Cuba. A couple of those players saw some action last week. You'd have to think that this match is now beyond a game that can be changed by substitutions, but at least have a player or two come in and change the pattern of the game. Good work there by the stretching Normington. Tolios. Stepping in and taking it away is Simpson. Teen. Showed too much of it, the Yukasato, who maybe has been Bentleigh's best player in the first half. Has certainly been the string puller. Bentleigh, if they're not literally being pressured, they're being done in by the perceived pressure. And look at this, a loose ball up for grabs, just a nothing ball that's tidied up by Erin Kite, who plays in Burchelli, who tees up Kawano at the back post. It was just a little bit too hot for the Box Hill midfielder. And it's played behind for another Pythagoras corner kick. I believe this is their third corner of the match, Box Hill United. Their previous two, to be honest, have left a little bit to be desired. One that was reasonably conventionally cleared, and the previous one that just went straight over the heads of everybody congregated in the 18-yard box. Okay, another left-footed in-swinger. Petkaris, I believe it is, on the far side in towards the near post this time. Georgopoulos' clearing header. Murakami lofts it into the 18-yard box. Kawano's header. Oh, Ruby Samuel got caught in no man's land. And Yuri Kawano lucks a fortune slightly off the head of the Japanese midfielder, and Kawano has a brace. And it's 5 for Box Hill United. Yuri Kawano, no doubt that miss last week is now a distant memory. This is going to be an evening where the Box Hill players fill their boots, so to speak. Kawano is a first-year player in the Senol NPLW. She's come over from her homeland, Japan. Yokohama FC Seagulls. And so, for those of you at home keeping count, in the last not even 90 minutes, that is now 10 goals that Bentleigh have conceded. Remarkable to think exactly 1 week ago they were 1-0 to the good against South Melbourne. Sigovic. Here's Paliwata. Oh, Burchelli disappointed with her first touch there. We've represented New Zealand at the 3 underage age groups, under 17s, under 19s and under 20s. He was in the squad for New Zealand in the Under-20 World Cup in 2024. Actually scored against the young Matildas that same year, 2024, in a friendly. That was a friendly in New Zealand. Here is Bentleigh doing ever so well to keep the ball alive. Kite loses possession. Sarah Petkaris. Peliwata. Back to Segovic. Sydney Manerick now. Peliwata. Long diagonal pass for Bentleigh, who once again finds herself in possession and in some space. Georgopoulos working the angles. Kite on a first half hat trick into the back post. Kawano arriving again. Just eluded her. Pythagoras keep it alive momentarily. Simpson desperately trying to keep the ball in the area. Bentleigh play it out to the far touchline. Amelia Tartaglia with the throw in. Playing against her former side this evening. Sturton in the shadows of the little grandstand over there. That's a very wise place to be tonight, in the shade. Final minute of the first half that has, for Bentleigh anyway, must have felt like it has gone for an age. First half hat trick for Erin Kite, making her first start for Box Hill United in 5 years, and a first half brace for Yuri Kawano. And the question going into the second half will just merely be Box Hill United by how much? Bentleigh been ever present in this opening 45. Peliwata. Both sets of players, no doubt, looking forward to getting into the change rooms and into the air conditioning. Refuelling for the second half. Into first half stoppage time, of which we will have just the 1 minute. Peliwata's header makes it awkward for herself. Sturton stalks her the whole way. Peliwata going on a late first half adventure. Cutting inside, through passes, delightful, and maybe a late opportunity here for Box Hill to score a sixth. Kite is happy enough to see it behind for a corner kick. It will be the last meaningful moment of the first half. It's been an eventful one for Box Hill United. It's been Sarah Petkaris taking the set pieces on the far side. This will be Chiara Bentleigh to send it in on the near side. One last piece of bunkering down for Bentleigh. Oh, Bentleigh's corner is a disappointing one. It hasn't really been cleared. It's parried away by Samold. Bentleigh again. Put that down to a shot. And that will do us for the opening 45 minutes here at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. Good golly. Box Hill United, the defending champions, let themselves down on the opening match day last week at home, losing surprisingly to the Essendon Royals. And they took that personally. They've put 5 goals past Bentleigh in the first half here at Kingston Heath. Bentleigh have conceded 10 goals in the last 90 minutes of football. It's a long way back for the ladies in green. You'd have to say there's no chance of them getting a result now tonight. It's an important team talk for Steve Cremitas, the Bentleigh manager. It'll be a team talk to lift the morale more than anything. A staggering scoreline here at half-time. Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 5. Brent Sternberg here with you on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. We'll step out and have a half-time drink. Maybe get out of the sun for a moment, and we'll be back for the second half from the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex in just a moment. Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. We're ready to go for the second half here at the very warm Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. They say in sports and in football that you win and you learn. The Bentleigh Greens are going to be doing a lot of learning tonight, and in particular in this second half. Down 5-0 at half-time to the defending champions Box Hill United, who have brought their A-game to the southeast of Melbourne here tonight. A first half hat-trick to Aaron Kite and a first half double to Yuri Kawano has the defending champions sitting pretty as we venture into the second 45 here under the setting sun in Cheltenham. Both teams, as you might have just seen there on our live pictures, made a double change at half-time. No doubt to try and keep the fresh legs and morale high. I did see Angeliki in Dallas came on for Bentleigh. Karina Todorova and Summer Trask coming on for Box Hill United. Just trying to locate the other Bentleigh player that entered the fray. I believe she's on the right wing on the far side there, which is making it a little bit difficult to try and identify her. Georgia Gugliani, I believe. Box Hill, I should say, through Bocelli. Here is Todorova. Her first touch since coming on is an awkward little poke that I think was meant to be a pass that ended up being the tamest of shots. Here's Todorova, come off the bench late last week for Box Hill. That's a cross-come shot that lands safely in the gloves, I should say, of the Bentleigh goalkeeper. Looks like they've made a change in goal as well. They've taken off Ruby Sammold, so 3 changes for Bentleigh. And it's Deanna Batellico in goals for the Greens. Simpson. Kawano. Another shot on target. Yuri Kawano is on a hat-trick. Couldn't find the back of the net on that occasion. Just scanning the pitch. Looks like Erin Kite was one of the players that was withdrawn by the Box Hill United manager. So 45 minutes and 3 goals is enough for her. Goals in the 13th, 27th and 38th minute for Erin Kite. One of the quick hat-tricks you'll see this season. A loose pass there in the hand of apology from Sarah Petkaris. Excuse me, that was Amelia Tatalia. Here's Rachel Sturton. Went ice cold in the warm conditions in the first half. Bentleigh barely registering a shot on goal. Barely managing to get a touch in their own 18-yard box. Okay, so it's Rania Siakos who has come on for Bentleigh and is playing the right wing position, not Georgia Gugliani. My apologies. Still early in the season, folks. Only match day 2. A lot of new players and faces. Grace Norbury has also come on for Box Hill. So Norbury and Potterova were the 2 players coming on. Replacing Erin Kite. And by the looks of it, Pearl Ting. So 2 changes for Box Hill, 3 for Bentleigh, including 1 in goal. A tough start to the second phase of her career in the NPLW Victoria for Ruby Sammold. Conceded 10 goals in the first 2 games, or not even the first 2 games, the first game and a half. As that ball is played behind for a goal kick. Just reminding you of our officials out there this evening. Kazra Sanavi is the man in the middle. Emma Borschman and Lynn Choman Ya on the touchlines waving the flags. And Labini Oliaris, the 4th official. They did have a couple of big wins last season, Box Hill United. Hold that thought as there's another poor turnover from the Greens. And just a little sloppy from Karina Todorova. Only played a few minutes last week, coming on late from the bench, so not having blown all the cobwebs out just yet. Of course, this is the first of a doubleheader tonight. The Bentleigh Greens men will be playing their first home game back in the top division tonight against Avondale. Here's Kawano, the tight angle. Took an awkward looking deflection in the 18-yard box. Bentleigh clear. Sydney Manerick, the only goal scorer last week for Box Hill United. Her goal scoring exploits not required tonight. They did have some big wins last season, Pythagoras. The biggest was a 7-0 win over the now disbanded Football Victoria Academy team. .47 goals they scored last season, Box Hill, which was 4th. They were very good defensively. They only conceded 29 goals, which was equal 3rd. And they're well on their way to keeping a clean sheet tonight. They kept 8 clean sheets last season, which was the most Box Hill United have had in a single season since 2017, but that was in 27 games. Of course, last year was only 22. Long-range effort from Tartalia. Well, ambitious. Amelia doesn't score a lot of goals. In fact, has never scored a goal. This is her 36th appearance. Started last season at the FA Academy team before crossing to Bentleigh. 18 appearances all up. In Dallas, poor turnover. Does well to make amends. Angelique, or Kiki they call her. Can they find a goal from somewhere, Bentleigh, just to lift the team's spirits? Sturton. Nice little turn, but into trouble. And then Sturton, I think, has floored Maho Murakami accidentally, but illegally in the eyes of the official. Announced last year that Bentleigh, the precinct that they've got here, is about to grow. $2.4 million local government and federal grant. They'll be building another pitch out the back. It'll take the total number of pitches here at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex to 5, making it the largest football precinct in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne. And they need all of those pitches to cater for their 700 registered players across all of their teams and programs. Box Hill United on the attack again. A touch has taken it away from Kawano. It could have gone anywhere. It ends up trailing over the byline and behind for a corner kick. 700 registered players. That's from the juniors all the way up to the seniors. Coach Steve Cremitas spoke in the off-season about the desire to make Bentleigh a destination club, particularly on the women's side of things, and to build a fortress here at Kingston Heath. It certainly has looked anything but through the first game and 10 minutes so far in 2026. Short corner in towards the near post. Bocelli. Bentleigh's clearance. Bentleigh trying to spring forward. Yukasato with that low centre of gravity and the tight turning circle. Loses out to Paliwato, who gives it straight back to Indallis, who wins a throw in for the Greens. Sydney Manerick, lovely elongated diagonal pass of Bocelli. Couldn't bring it down initially and then just watched it bounce away from her and out of play. Update from around the grounds. Preston leading South Melbourne 1-0. Box Hill United are in search of goal number 6 here this evening. Kawano chasing in vain. Wonder how much longer she'll stay on the park chasing a hat-trick before the powers that be at Pythagoras pull her from the match. Could this be the moment here? After another poor Bentleigh turnover, Bocelli, good defensive work there from Tolios. Kawano had her shirt pulled. Referee signals for a throw-in only. They led at half-time last season, Box Hill 7 times. Going on to win 6 times. They only lost once when leading at the intermission. Obviously, they're in no danger of blowing this lead. Bentleigh are in danger of Box Hill United growing it. However, Simpson, who's turned away. Tatalia, I should say, for Erebas. A rare turnover in the middle of the pitch for Bentleigh. It'll go down as a pass to Lacotte. Simpson. Or rather, that was Acacia Normington. Oh, long searching pass that's been brought down beautifully by Yuri Kawano. Kawano shoots from distance. Oh, that would have been one hell of a way to bring up a hat-trick. Just had it curling away from the frame of the goal. Ball disappears onto the golf course behind the goals to the right of screen. Suppose it would be considered a little victory, perhaps a moral victory, if Bentleigh end up simply just losing this match 5-0 and not having the lead grow in the second half. That might sound a little harsh and a little bit cynical, but when you go down 5-0 at half-time, you've got to consign yourself to small victories. It's a young Bentleigh team that is looking to grow together this season and looking to desperately try and avoid relegation this season. They did finish in the relegation spots last year, but was spared relegation after the reformatting, I guess, of the Senol NPLW. But you have a look at how close they have come to relegation in the NPLW down the years. Of course, we didn't have relegation in 2016, 17 and 18. Might hold that thought as Bentleigh have possession here. Sato. Bentleigh desperately trying to get some numbers forward. They didn't commit a lot of numbers forward in any of their forward thrusts in the first half. Bercelli picks up the loose football in midfield. Kawano, diagonal pass. Now Simpson again has gotten free. Latches onto the loose football in the 18-yard box. Cuts onto her left and lofts it just over the frame of the goal. Perhaps Pythagoras' best chance of the second half. It took the best part of 15 minutes. Yeah, no relegation in the first 3 years of the NPLW. In 2019, they survived relegation, Bentleigh by just 4 points. In 2021, at the time of cancellation, they were last. They'd lost all 12 matches. Didn't have relegation in 2022, but again, they finished last. Just one win from 21 games. We only had one team relegated in 2023. Bentleigh finished 8th in an 11-team league that year. Survived relegation by just 1 point in 2024. And then, as I mentioned last year, spared relegation only due to the reformatting. In short, what I'm trying to say is there's plenty of room for improvement. Simpson moved out onto the left channel now. Murakamo, Kawano, lofting it in. Oh, and a collision between Maho Murakami. I think I incorrectly called her Murakamo a moment ago. Murakami and the new goalkeeper for Bentleigh, Patelico. No harm done. One of the many reasons that it's incumbent on Bentleigh to improve and get themselves up the table is that they want to be a team that A-League women's players want to come back and play for in the A-League women's off-season. They didn't have too many come and play their football at Kingston Heath over the last couple of seasons. In fact, I don't think they, from memory, had any in 2025. Of course, Box Hill United and Sofia Sakalis, Rihanna Policina, the grand final hero Karina Rossi, as Yuri Kawano finds Gabby Simpson, who deserves a goal tonight. She's been terrific on the wings. Just lost her bearings for a moment. Kawano loses out to Olivia Woolacott, a good challenge in midfield. Ferreira Bass just plays the hopeful ball forward. Todorova. Tartaglia now for Box Hill. Bercelli, who's appeared on the right wing. In behind for Todorova. Byline coming quickly, as is the Bentleigh keeper, Deanna Batellico. A throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box. As the smoky haze from the canteen just filters across the ground. The shadows deepening. Box Hill United poking and prodding, but yet to find that sixth goal. Here's an opportunity for Pythagoras to the byline, the cutback. Turned away by Woolacott. Norbury. She was another one that picked up an injury in the match last week. So has started from the bench tonight, substituted into the match at half-time. If you'd like a score update from Preston, I'll give that to you now. Preston 1, South Melbourne 1, so South have found an equaliser. I am reliably told that South Melbourne dominated the first period of that match before going behind. Kawano, a lovely back heel. Murakami, and now Kawano! Brilliant. A beautiful Pythagoras goal, created, designed and directed in the land of the rising sun. The two Japanese midfielders for Box Hill, waxing lyrical, and finally the sixth goal comes for Box Hill United and Yuri Kawano. As we head for our mid-second half cooling break, Yuri Kawano has her hat-trick. Bentleigh are going to take this opportunity to make a couple more changes. Rachel Sturton is coming off. In fact, we're not having a drinks break. That was, I saw the referee gesturing over towards the fourth official. That was just for those substitutions. And by my count, Bentleigh have made all 5 substitutions now, so they won't have anybody else to bring on. They've cleared the benches, so to speak, in just 2 substitution windows, including the goalkeeper, Murakami and Kawano. I doubt Gabriella Simpson tried to step inside. Tolios doesn't allow her to do so. That was one of the ladies that has just been substituted into the match, Victoria Zikas, in the number 20. I've got an umbrella helping protect myself from the sun. It's protecting me, but doing some serious damage to our cameraman. Chiara Bocelli. Karina Todorova, who I don't think was expecting the pass. Back for Tartaglia. And a little bit too hot there for Murakami. Flat-footed there was Normington. Easily cut out by Maneric. Well, Bayside United / Bentleigh Greens. Hold that thought. The offside flag has stayed down. I don't think we've seen one offside flag tonight. Been timing their runs beautifully, Pythagoras. That's not a beautiful pass from Simpson. Rare error. Ferreira Bass ends up on the turf. Not fouled. Kawano. Todorova shooting from distance. And that must have taken a deflection because it's ended up... Well, we're about to find out if it took a deflection. No, we're not, because Tolios has done enough. Sorry, Dallas has done enough to see the ball out for a throw-in rather than a goal or corner kick. Bayside United / Bentleigh, their heaviest ever defeat in the NPLW was an 11-0 loss at the hands of South Melbourne back in 2017. That was actually the last time that they conceded 5 goals in a half prior to last week, and of course they've now done it 2 games in a row. Just under 23 minutes to play. I wonder if that record is under threat. The Box Hill have another 5 goals in them, or 6 goals, to break the record. Zikas. Simpson. I've called a lot of Gabby Simpson over the past couple of years, first at Bentleigh and then with Box Hill United. I can't remember her having a bigger influence than she's had tonight. Some family or friends might disagree with that as Murakami steps out of the miry midfield with the ball. Oh, and the scrambling Bentleigh. Perhaps it was going wide. And Deanna wasn't really to know. She did well to get down low and parry it behind for a corner kick. Chiara Bocelli makes the slow pilgrimage over to the ball. Just based on their body language, Pythagoras, it doesn't look like they're all that keen on increasing their goal difference. And Bocelli's now going to actually, in fact, leave this one for Maho Murakami. It'll be a left-footed in swinger. Right onto the goal line, parried away. Not all that convincingly by Bentleigh. Todorova. Here's Maneric. Ran into too many green shirts. Ricochet falls here for Norbury. Bocelli and Norbury are now back with Tartaglia. Murakami. Beautiful cross. It just beats Kawano. Bentleigh at 6s and 7s defensively again. Ferreira-Bass makes some sort of sense of it. And now a mistake here from Zikas. Running onto the football, but ultimately it's away from her. That was Siakos. Ball out of play on the far side. And that looks like it is the whistle for the second half drinks break. It is at the halfway mark. Well, we're just over the halfway mark, aren't we, of the second half? Just recounting that score for you at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex at the 70th minute mark. Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 6. If you've just joined us for the second half, Box Hill scored 5 of their 6 in the opening 45 minutes. They've added just 1 in the second half. Both Erin Kite, who is now on the bench, and Yuri Kawano have hat-tricks for Box Hill United, who have been far and away the better team here tonight, really from the opening kick-off. And the other matches coming up this match day 2 in the Senol NPLW Victoria. The other game tonight, of course, Preston at South Melbourne. That's still locked at 1-1. Heading towards the final quarter hour there out at BT Connor Reserve or Jenna Steele Stadium to appease the sponsors. Tomorrow we have 3 matches. The Melbourne City under-20s side, who are with us in the top division this year. They're at home playing Spring Hills. That's out at Casey Fields. Kick-off 3 p.m. One of the promoted sides, Keilor Park, are at home against the other promoted team, Avondale. That's at Keilor Recreation Reserve at 3 p.m. And then also at 3 p.m, Keilor Park are playing at home against Avondale. My mistake, at Alamein. Been out in the heat a long time, starting to get to me. I'll try another go. Keilor Park and Alamein at Keilor Park Recreation Reserve, and then Avondale taking on Bulleen at Adventure Park at 3 p.m. That won't be a doubleheader because the Avondale men's team are playing here against the Bentleigh Greens after this match. And then a couple of matches in the W on Sunday afternoon. I'll tell you about those in just a moment. Murakami out to Bocelli with her back to goal. Todorova lets it run for Tatalia. Tatalia thought about conceding some territory and eventually they lose possession. Ferreira Bass has been inconspicuous tonight. Todorova clatters into Georgopoulos, who's looking back at the referee for a foul. Referee Kazra Sanavi. Ferreira Bass trying to conjure something, anything for Bentleigh. Ira Smith, can she beat the byline? No. And one of the very rare forays forward for the Greens tonight amounts to nothing. The two matches on the Sunday this week, let's see how I go with these two. Melbourne Victory are at the home of the Matildas playing Heidelberg United. 3 p.m. and then at 3:15 at J.H. Allen Reserve, Essendon Royals and Burundurra. The Royals looking to start the season with 2 consecutive victories. Finalists, of course, last year, the Royals. Maneric comes marauding forward. Tartalia, Bocelli, all one-touch football for Box Hill, but they turn it over. Sato. Allegra and Cal getting involved there. Here's Sato again for Bentleigh. Woolacott a little bit unsure of what to do and then just lofts it forward hopelessly and turns it over. There'll be plenty of reinforcements to come back into this Bentleigh team. Kate Bennett, who adds a bit of experience and muscle to the back four. Belinda Stachevsky also hasn't featured in either of the first 2 matches. I don't know this for certain, but Kate Bennett did cop a stray football to the face last week, so I just wonder if she ended up in the concussion protocol. She did end up being substituted out of the match against South last week. Here's the speedy Gabby Simpson. 2 green shirts there to corral her. Finds Todorova on the edge of the 18-yard box. Todorova's pass a bit sloppy for Murakami. Bocelli. Got a good engine on her, Chiara Bocelli. Just keeps on running. The entire ground encased in shadows now. That'll be huge relief to the players. And the commentators. Oh, Murakami lunging into that. Well, I was going to say challenge. It wasn't really a challenge. It was just a play on the ball. Hindelis concedes possession. Bocelli would love a goal tonight. Kawano. Simpson would love a goal and deserves a goal. And shaves the side netting. Mentioned in the first half that she is a striker who rarely scores, Gabby Simpson. She could have had 2 or 3 tonight. Box Hill United are going to avoid starting a season with 2 consecutive losses. Wide ball here for Lara Smith to chase, and she does. This one she's able to keep in the field of play. Back for Ferreira Bass. And Ferreira Bass walks straight into the Box Hill defender, Tatalia, on that occasion. And Box Hill back, safe in possession. Bocelli directing traffic as she just meanders her way away from the Pythagoras goal. Paige Clemenson to return as well for Bentleigh. Julia Bidiongo, the goal scorer last week. Talking earlier about how many players they have registered here at the Bentleigh Greens Soccer Club. So many juniors and so many girls. They really owe it to themselves to start getting results and get themselves out of the doldrums in the women's senior competition. They are a football club with lofty standards. We know the great heights that the men's team have achieved. Gabby Simpson on her way forward again. One-on-one with Tolios. Tolios has done okay in a couple of the one-on-one battles with the enigmatic Box Hill United winger. Back with Gabby now. Bocelli into the 18-yard box. Kawano for goal number 4. It's good enough goalkeeping by Bocellico. Kawano maybe taking a touch she didn't need to have. Bocelli. This time Kawano. No, again. Not able to steer it past Deanna Bocellico, who's made a couple of nice saves since coming on at half-time. We'll give the Bentleigh Greens coaching staff some food for thought as to who to have playing between the sticks when Bentleigh are away to Burundara at the Veneto Club next Saturday nights. They're back home after that, Bentleigh, to play Spring Hills on a Friday night. Those two teams played a cracker here at Kingston Heath last season, a 2-2 draw. Anna Liakopoulos with 2 rare goals to save the day for Bentleigh that night. And then they're away to Alamein, the Greens. Here comes a change for Box Hill United. Gabby Simpson is coming off. What a match she's had. Goes without a goal tonight, Gabby, but she's been terrific. Summer Trask will replace her. And Theodora Wilson is coming on to replace Amelia Tartaglia. So one former Bentleigh player replacing another. As we head towards the final 10 minutes here at Kingston Heath. Still 1-1 out in Preston between Preston Lions and South Melbourne. Box Hill will welcome Preston to Wembley Park next Friday night. And the following week they're at home again against Heidelberg United in the grand final rematch. No doubt the Burgers will be out to settle the score. Here's Kawano, a lovely touch to take herself into some space. And now out for Summer Trask, who fires early, beats the diving goalkeeper and beats the far post as well. As the floodlights begin to take effect here and replace the stinging southeastern sun here at Kingston Heath. Again, the high press from Box Hill United causing Bentleigh problems. It has done all night. Kiki Hindalis has been lively since coming on. I'm not entirely sure why she didn't start tonight. One of a handful of players that has come over and joined Bentleigh from Burundara. Oh, I told a lie earlier. Bentleigh haven't cleared the benches, but they are about to. Coming off will be Acacia Normington. And she's going to be replaced by Karis Koletsis. Again, one of the youngsters here at Bentleigh, 20-year-old. Her first senior appearance, 17 appearances in the under-20s last season. It's her 4th season at Bentleigh. And we mentioned early in the first half, an excruciatingly young and inexperienced Bentleigh team. They've learnt a lot of lessons here tonight. Lessons that they will have to improve from and take with them quickly. Wandering forward, Bocelli. But Kawano and Trask ahead of her. Instead retreats ground for Todorova, who's lost the ball. Sato. Allegra Angel. An important interception there from Georgopoulos. Peliwata out to Bocelli. The only thing we haven't had tonight is a Chiara Bocelli goal. We do now. The brilliant young New Zealander beats Deanna Vitalico at the near post. And it's a 7th goal for Box Hill United. And it's taking every fibre in my body not to pull out that cliche when teams score a 7th goal. 7th heaven, you know the one. Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 7. And Chiara Bocelli scores her first goal in the NPLW Victoria. The first of many, you would think. She is a player that if you are an opposition coach, if there is a player that you need to put some time into and study in the lab here at Box Hill United, it's the number 11 on the left wing. Awkward one on the far touchline there for Rahina Siakos. Here's Bocelli again. Still has time to score a hat-trick herself, you know, if she gets busy. Wilson. Oh, Manerick trying to crash her way through. She's a player that plays with her hair on fire, Sydney Manerick. Very high-intensity player. Has played the entire match tonight in the back four, as I mentioned earlier. Started on the wing last week for Pythagoras. Scored their first goal, or their only goal, in fact, before moving into the back four. The turning Yuri Kawano. Thought she was shading to shoot there from a mile out. Bocelli lofting it into the penalty area. And there is, I want to say, our first offside flag. It's taken 85.5 minutes. And I'm not sure if that says more about the connection and the discipline and the well-timed runs of the Box Hill United attackers, or the sloppy defending from Bentleigh, as Maho Murakami is on her haunches here. Our official is just having a chat with her, seeing if she's okay. The official is calling for the Box Hill medical crew to come out and tend to the Box Hill United Japanese midfielder. It's the other one who scored the hat-trick tonight, Yuri Kawano, but Maho Murakami has been terrific as well, and those two combined brilliantly for Box Hill United's 6th goal. The first of the two that they scored in this second half. This was the 30th league meeting between Bayside United / Bentleigh Greens and Box Hill United. Pythagoras are going to get their 14th victory over Bentleigh and their 4th consecutive. Last year it was 2 1-0 victories at here and at Wembley that was enough to seal maximum points on both nights. 1 goal might have been enough for Box Hill United tonight, but as of the 87th minute, they've put 7 past the 2 separate goalkeepers that have manned the posts tonight for Bentleigh. So Maho Murakami is coming from the pitch. The only player that they have left on the bench, Box Hill United, is their reserve goalkeeper. All the other outfield players have been substituted into the match. Grace Norbury, Victoria Zekas, Karina Todorova and Summer Trask. So will they just play the final couple of minutes here plus stoppages with 10 players, Box Hill? From the restart, Tolios and Ferreira Bass sliding a ball in. Yukasato races onto it. First time shot, snatched at it a little and sent the ball spiralling over the crossbar and behind. It does look like Murakami is going to come back on. That's good news for Pythagoras fans. Maho Murakami, his 2nd season at Box Hill. Come from AC Nagano Pasiero Ladies in Japan. Had a lot of great players come to play in the NPLW Victoria down the years from Japan. Including, of course, the reigning gold medalist from last season, who I mentioned earlier, Sawa Matsuda, Heidelberg United. Heading towards second half stoppage time. Bocelli, that was a cynical challenge, and it's going to be a yellow card for Felicity Georgopoulos, who is pleading her case, but clearly a booking-worthy offence. I believe that's the first yellow card of the evening. Felicity Georgopoulos, her 2nd yellow of the season. She was booked in the loss last week to South Melbourne. 3 minutes. 3 minutes extra before Bentleigh are put out of their misery, quite frankly. Come here tonight not really knowing what to expect from the Greens. They were pretty good value for their 1-0 half-time lead last week before being blown off the park by South Melbourne in the second half. And as I keep mentioning, a very young team is going to be very inconsistent. One last set piece, Kawano trying to turn it towards goal. Batellico jumps on and defuses the bomb. Box Hill home next Friday night against Preston. Bentleigh Saturday night at the Veneto Club against Burundara. Bentleigh will look to avoid 3 consecutive defeats, and of course their goal difference is in a bad way already. Bocelli, what a cross. Summertrask's header! Summertrask's goal! And it's 8 for Box Hill United. And it's a first Senol NPLW Victoria goal for the Box Hill United teenager, Summertrask. And that is a very pretty looking scoreboard now for Pythagoras. Beautiful cross into the 18-yard box from Bocelli, who now has a goal and an assist, and Summertrask looping header just over the outstretched, desperate gloves of Deanna Batellico. And they have added 3 goals in this second half, have Box Hill United. They were able to show a bit of resistance for about a quarter hour or so, Bentleigh, before the dam wall busted again. And you have to wonder, will this be potentially the biggest margin we see in the Senol NPLW Victoria this season? Bentleigh, rare foray into the 18-yard box. Box Hill United have had that particular area of the pitch cordoned off tonight. Not sure they deserve a goal here, Bentleigh. They will get one last opportunity to try and conjure one from a corner kick, their first of the match. They only had one corner kick all of last week. Ferreira-Bass swings it in to the 18-yard box, cleared away by Monerick. Back to the Bentleigh captain. And that will do us on a Friday night at Kingston Heath, where the champions respond as champions do, and they pull the Bentleigh Greens apart at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. 5 goals in the first half, 3 in the second. Hat-tricks to both Aaron Kite and Yuri Kawano, and then late goals for the Kiwi Chiara Bocelli, and a first ever Senol NPLW goal for Summer Trask. A non-event really. After the first 25 minutes or so, they came, saw and conquered early on, did Pythagoras. They avoid starting the season with 2 consecutive defeats. And it's not just a victory, but one of the most comprehensive victories we will see all season. Bentleigh begin the season with 2 heavy defeats, and it's back to the drawing board for Steve Cremidas, captain Candy Ferreira-Bass, and everybody else here at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. For me, Brent Sternberg, and our cameraman James, thanks for your company this evening, everybody. The final score here at the Kingston Heath Soccer Complex, an eye-watering one. Bentleigh Greens 0, Box Hill United 8.